It's time for another edition of BNN After Dark with Winston Venable, John Mallory, and B.J. Rains. BNN After Dark is exclusively for subscribers of Bronco Nation News and is presented by Circa Sports. Check out Stadium Swim and Circa Sports at Circa Resort and Casino on your next trip to Las Vegas. Now here's Winston, Johnny, and BJ with another edition of BNN After Dark, presented by Bronco Nation News.
Let's go. Happy Wednesday night. Happy BNN After Dark. Thank you for subscribing to Bronco Nation News. We appreciate you checking out this show. I got the mango margarita cutwater going tonight, guys. It's going to be a good night. We're pumped to have our special guest with us, Doug Martin. But Winston, Johnny, how we doing, guys?
Doing great. Another BNN After Dark, another great guest. Little opportunity to join some time with Johnny. I'm doing well.
Yeah, this is fun, man. Appreciate you guys. Look forward to this. One of the highlights of my week and tonight. And we've had such wonderful guests on this show, former Boise State players. But tonight, this is about as big as it gets for this past 10-15 year era of Boise State football. One of the most popular players really of all time and a former teammate of Winston. And if you were in the green room before this show, chopping it up, this is going to be a sensational episode, guys. It really is. Thanks.
Derek chimes in. Was so cool to see Doug Martin raise the blue chaos flag on the blue. We love you, Doug. Nate says, let's get it cracking, BNN. What are you all drinking tonight? And then some folks are chiming in. Nate says he's got the whiskey going. So Chris likes the Cutwater Long Island. So, this is going to be a lot of fun. And Winston, we mentioned it this morning, man, but give our listeners, our viewers, before we bring Doug on, just tell us about your relationship with Doug and what he means to you and why he's a perfect guest for tonight, man.
Oh, man, like all these guys we brought on, they're all my brothers first and foremost, right? A lot of these guys were at Boise State before I was, and they brought me in, showed me the ropes. But this guy in particular, it's pretty funny because we had battles in the same room, and then we had battles against each other. And a lot of people, you got to be a big-time Bronco fan to know what Doug Martin was doing 2009 against Oregon. And it was a special thing because not many people do it, and we'll get into that and we'll talk about it. But, it's one of my brothers, one of my teammates, a guy that I battled with, guy that I love. And, Doug's always around, and he'll be a guy that goes down as one of the best ever in Boise State history. So we're pretty privileged to have him on tonight.
Going to be a great show. We'll bring him on in 30 seconds, but first a word from our sponsor, Circa Sports.
Get ready for the time of your life at Circa Resort and Casino, Las Vegas's newest destination for fun, featuring the world's biggest poolside tailgate party with 3 levels of action, 6 pools, and a 143-foot screen. The fun is always on deck with all the games all year long. Stadium Swim, located in downtown Las Vegas on Fremont Street. Book the time of your life today at circalasvegas.com.
All right. Well, we appreciate all of our great sponsors, ICCU, rowpaint.com, Lithia Ford, the Blue and Orange Store, TCS for helping get us on the air here. But Circa's kind of sponsoring this show. And Winston, without further ado, man, let's welcome on our guest here, man.
Here we go. Dougie Martin, Dougie Fresh, 22. What's up, baby?
Hello, everybody. Good. Thank you for having me. Winston,
We're happy
for that. Thank you for that loving introduction, Winston. I do appreciate that.
Got you, bro. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
We appreciate you coming on, Doug. We had fun catching up with you for a few minutes before we went live. All the comments are coming in. Everybody is loving you here, man. Here's Jordan saying, let's go. Derek was saying there were 3 number 17 jerseys on the front row against Fresno State in the north end zone. Bronco Nation still loves them. Winston, we got Doug coming on. Doug, I guess before we go any further, man, kind of update folks. We saw you raise the flag at the home opener. What are you up to these days, man?
Being at the home opener, raising the chaos flag was an awesome experience. Just to be back on the field, the blue field, and see the guys, and it was also awesome to see them as what they did struggle in the first half, but them to finally get it together and come out with that W. But for me, I'm currently living in Boise, actually Meridian, and I've been living here for about a year. And I've just been chilling, just enjoying my time, trying to keep in shape, and being with the BSU football players and doing my best to help them out.
What's your relationship like with Winston, man? I know when he texted you, you were all about coming on, and we appreciate you coming on here and sharing some stories and memories with all of our viewers and subscribers. But tell us a little bit about Winston, man, and what that dude was like to play with.
And Winston was cool. He was cool to play with. He was I won't say a hothead, but he had a lot of energy. And when I first met Winston, he was playing nickelback, and they wanted me to play nickelback, so we were battling against each other for the same position. So, once I saw this guy run on the field and play defense, I was like, man, I ain't making this. This guy's taking this. So, Winston is just a guy who, he was definitely lit a fire under everybody, and just definitely, did a good job of just, giving everybody up, man. And yeah, he's a good guy. Good guy.
Hey, Doug, I appreciate the love right back, man.
All the time.
Hey, dude, I want to talk about that, though, a little bit. So you came in, all right, Stockton, California, balling. What, not Lincoln. Where did you go to high school?
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's. I just disrespected your age right there.
Okay. St. Mary's Rams, 209.
Yeah. You guys used to crush Lincoln, right?
All the time. We would go back and forth, though.
My bad. I had that mixed up. But all right, so you come to Boise State as a running back.
Correct.
Freshman year, you're playing running back. Didn't get a whole bunch of burn.
I did redshirt.
You didn't, right?
I did redshirt.
Oh, you did. Okay, so I thought maybe you had to burn the red shirt your freshman year. You didn't.
No, DJ ended up playing his freshman year, and after my redshirt, I would play a bunch of special teams, and then so that freshman year, we had Jeremy Avery, we had Jarvis Hodge, we had Ian Johnson, we had DJ Harper. So, they wanted me to get me on the field, and Wilcox, made a proposition about me playing defense.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm trying to get on the field. Doesn't look like I'm about to be playing running back anytime soon. So we'll see what happens.
So that's the funny part right there, is because I'm having a conversation with Coach Pete and Coach Wilcox and Coach Huff, and they're recruiting me in JUCO, and they're saying, hey, we're going to this 4-2-5 defense. Ellis Powers, you got to watch him, number 18, but they want to find a nickel, and they're telling me they don't have a nickel, and they don't take JUCO guys. So I'm like, all right, if I go to this spot, Boise, and of course I know I have to earn this position, but I show up thinking, hey, they don't even have people. This is going to be like a spot that I'm going to come in and play right away. Coach Pete saying, we don't take JUCO guys. You're coming here to play. We have this new defense. So I show up, and then there's this jacked ass dude, Doug Martin, over here that I hear is this freshman baller. They got, Jamar Taylor's getting nickel reps. Jason Robinson's in the mix getting reps. So I'm like, did they just, I remember calling pops and moms like, did they just sell me something and it's not working out? Because here goes Doug Martin playing defense. And I don't think a lot of people know it, Doug. Oregon. Didn't you play some offense at Oregon?
I played a little bit of offense,
like a couple snaps, but you played D.
You talking about nickelback? You talking about nickelback, or?
I'm saying, I know you played nickel.
Yeah, I did.
But didn't you play offense? A couple snaps on O?
I don't remember.
Yes, you did. See, that's all right. Hey, I'm gonna tell the thing.
I really don't. I don't think I did.
Dude, you got to go back, bro. I'm pretty sure you played both ways.
I got to look at that. But I probably played a couple or a few. But I feel like the amount of plays I played on offense is the same amount of plays I played on defense that game.
Yeah, you were out there a little bit, man. I remember starting, but you were out in the mix. So
crazy game.
No, that was awesome, man. There's not too many people that have.
So you guys were competing against each other for playing time at nickel there. How about that?
First, I show up, and this is like me and him battling it out for the starting job.
Yeah, I was just trying to soak in everything. I didn't know anything about defense. I know C-ball, D-ball. That's it.
So Winston actually beating you out at nickel actually helped lead to your success at running back. Then can we say that?
Yeah,
I mean, dude, I've been telling people for years, like
saying that. Yeah, like
if I didn't show up,
I owe you money.
I've been saying it for years. If I didn't show up to Boise, Doug Martin might not have been in the NFL. Probably because you're a savage, bro. You were a freak
first round draft pick
football player.
Appreciate that.
But here's the thing, like you know, I say that jokingly, but not dudes can't do that, right? Like you can't get recruited at offense and just be like, hey, we're gonna try you out in this nickel position. But Doug is that guy, right? So I do joke around with people and say, man, Doug's lucky I showed up, because next thing you know, he's getting plenty of touches on the rock on the offensive side and a first round draft pick. So still waiting for my check, Doug.
I'll give you something. It ain't gonna be a check though. You know, we can do something, a little something.
So how'd you end up back at? How did that go, Doug? Then going back to running back and obviously working your way back in there.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, one of our running backs got hurt. DJ Harper, I believe he had like a ACL, and they needed me to get back into the lineup, and I didn't look back. You know, I was ready. I was, you know, running back never leaves you really. So all those years of playing tag when I was a kid. but yeah, that's pretty much how it went down. And then they never really put me back in nickelback really. So, you know,
how were you as a nickelback? How were you as a nickelback?
Shoot. DJ Lucky Winston Lucky DJ got hurt because I was about to take Winston's spot. I was on his heels. I was getting like 5 picks a day, you know, trucking dudes.
No, we would have definitely been splitting a lot of time that year. We were battling. We shared a lot of reps in camp and all that. So I mean, there's no way you're not going to get that guy on the field. But it was a trial run for you, Doug. They were just trying you out, man. Just needed some depth for a little bit.
Well, I hope they enjoyed that entertainment.
That's hilarious, man. Could you imagine Jerron Johnson, George Iloka, Doug Martin roaming around in that secondary then? Winston, wow, that would have been basically about what you guys had.
That's exactly what I would have been doing, roaming around, like looking like a chicken with his head cut off. Like, what do I do?
Doug, you were talking about it. You mentioned it, that you've been going to practice a lot. You're working with people. I wanted you to elaborate on that because I think Bronco Nation is going to love hearing. You said you told us off the air, you're just jonesing for football. You want to be around this program. You have time on your hands. You were at practice today. So what's your involvement right now with this football program?
It's not much. I've only been there like 3 or 4 times. And, you know, when I do have that itch, when I need to be out on the field and, you know, being around, you know, the banging and people hitting and all that, you know, I go over there and ask, you know, KB and Luke, I could come out there and just watch practice. You know, it's just something that, you know, I enjoy doing. I'll see somebody, see the backs there, and just, you know, if they need somebody to talk to in terms of, you know, what to do around here in the city, or, you know, just give them little tips, you know, tips about school or tips about the nuances of being a running back. You know, I help them out. So it's just me giving back, you know, it's a way of me giving back, really.
We already got people calling for you to be the next OC. Logan Byler wants his OC Doug Martin, man. What do you think?
One day.
You got any interest in coaching?
We'll see, man. We'll see. I never really thought about actually coaching. I think it's going to come, you know, with time, you know, and me being on the field and being around, you know, the players and, you know, so we'll see. I'm seeing how it goes right now with, you know, being, you know, next to KB right now. So we'll see.
So we got a comment here from Jordan. He says, hey, Doug, Johnny's been talking about the Vandals way too much on KTIK recently. Can you tell us about your rivalry game experiences? I'm not sure if you knew this or not, Doug, but Johnny up here is a Vandal.
Yeah, I know that. 1 second. Hold on. Just 1 second.
Okay, you might have something for us here. Johnny,
he just might not come back.
Okay.
But Doug doesn't want to sit here and talk about some battles.
Once we said you were a Vandal, man, we might have.
What y'all talking about? Huh?
What's he got here?
Yeah.
We got the.
Oh yeah. Well, hold on, Doug. Hold on.
This is exactly the hammer that I slammed in the middle of the field that day, right here.
Did you guys know that he did that?
This is it.
No.
Doug, tell the story, man. Tell the story, bro.
Story is right. Okay, we're at the cam. We call it cam because that's what it looks like. And I get to take out the hammer for the team for when the team comes out. Ellis Powers, he's in my ear talking about, hey, yo, Doug, let me slam. You got to slam the hammer in the middle of the field. And I'm like, are you sure? Can we do that? Like, I'm a freshman. Like, I'm naive. I'm a freshman. And then so it's pregame. We're in the locker room, and then Coach Choate, who was a special teams coach at the time, I think linebackers coach. I'm not sure. Special teams. And he comes with a Vandals helmet, and he lights it on fire, right? He lights the little helmet on fire. We're in the shower. Everybody's hyped. He puts the helmet, it's on fire, on the shower floor. And then he said, Doug, smash the helmet. So I take the hammer, and I go, ah! And I smash the helmet. So I'm already hyped, right? We're not even on the field, and everybody's just going crazy, right? So we get on the field. We get to the field. We get to about to run on the field. We run, whatever. Ellis is with me. And Tanner's on the other side. I believe there's a picture right there. And they said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So I go on the midfield, and then I'll do the same things what I did to that helmet. I took it, and I said, yeah. And then I turn around, and then I drop the hammer on the table like it was a mic. And I turn around, I look back to the midfield, and everybody is in the middle of the field about to fight. Everybody's there in the mid back about to fight. And I was like, oops.
I was going to say, what'd Coach Pete think of that?
Oh, wait, there's more. So we're kicking off to them, and they're returning it. They catch the ball on this kick return, and they take it all the way back and score it. Coach Pete looked at me like, yo, you better show up or it's going to be your ass.
Yeah, that's on you.
You better not lose or it's going to be your ass. He gave me that look. I was like, oh, yeah,
Now, John Mallory was on the call for that game. Johnny, what do you remember? You remember that play, Johnny, or that game? What do you remember, Johnny?
Yeah, I was on the call for those 2 times. I think Doug came up in the Kibbe, and that was just such a massive ordeal. Seeing Kellen Moore, Ian Johnson, Doug Martin, you could name all the guys coming up to Moscow that weekend. And I don't remember that, but that again, if that's not a reason to subscribe to this and catch this show every week, I don't know what is. Doug, that's an amazing story, man. I love that, man. And that's another reason why, I'm hard on Boise State on Idaho Sports Talk about the log jam that is the Bronco Athletics Hall of Fame. Like, Brock Forsey isn't even in yet, okay? And we talked to Doug, and he tells that story. That just reemphasizes to me Doug's Hall of Fame candidacy. I don't think anybody would ever say Doug Martin is not a future Hall of Famer at the Bronco Athletics Hall of Fame, but there's this log jam that no one can get into this. Doug's going to be 67 years old when he gets in. Like, I've even suggested
they'll get it figured out. They'll get it figured out, Johnny.
I'm not worried. I'm not even worried about all Hall of Fame, whatever, accolades and all that. I know we had a lot of great players and a lot of great players before us, and there's gonna be a lot of great players after us. And it's just really about the time that I had there, the camaraderie that we had, the closeness that we had with the guys, and just the great, priceless experiences that I've had, that everybody has had that 4 or 5 years, playing the game. It's, it's not the same. It's not the same when you go into the league. That's golden. And I'm just glad that I experienced that. I got to experience that. So
now Kevin was asking, was that the game where you guys ran the Statue of Liberty the first time?
The Statue of Liberty the first time?
That would have been 06, right? That was earlier.
That would have been 06.
Yeah.
I think this was in 08.
Yeah.
09, 08.
10.
08, because I remember coming in and hearing that story. I wasn't a part of that Idaho story. I remember hearing that.
Yeah, you're not on here, Winston. So there's no 17 yet. So
now in 2010, there was also a memorable moment, right? There was a memorable play. Let's just, it's about 60 seconds long. Let's just enjoy this, folks. This was a memorable 2010 moment against the University of Idaho.
See what they've been able to do in the red zone. So effective this year. Martin again.
boom!
His way into the end zone. Touchdown, Boise. Shiloh Keough got a mouthful of Doug Martin.
My goodness.
Got a mouthful of Doug Martin, man.
Running over people back in the day.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, are you kidding me? Watch him lower the shoulder here. Oh, my goodness.
How's that make you feel, Doug, seeing that again, man?
That's why I can't remember anything to this day.
Jersey askew. Martin celebrating.
That was fun.
That's a great highlight.
I remember that. I do remember that.
Hey, so Doug, how cool is it now that they got the hammer named after Dan Paul?
That is pretty dope.
That's pretty dope. So like Johnny, BJ, I know you guys have been around for a while, but like Doug, what's the reason? Why is there the reason you got that hammer in your possession? Not many guys do, but like that's the Hammer of the Year award, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yes. Hey, Dougie Martin, baby. Yes. Hey, but here you go. There goes Deuce right there.
There you go. I see
so,
it.
Hey, so no, I'm joking.
He was just waiting to slide that thing
because
he was waiting for
it. The hammer goes to the guy that gets the hardest hit on special teams or like the hardest hit in the game. But go back and watch the tape. Doug, tell me about just your like being that returner and off returner. You were laying dudes out, and I'm guessing that's why you had the hammer, right? Wasn't it kickoff return? A lot of the times you were getting the hammer shots.
It was probably either a kickoff return or
dude, you
had
like
kickoff.
Or kickoff, yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember. I don't know why I have this thing, but I remember I had a lot of stickers on it. They kind of fell off.
Yeah, so the guy that gets the hammer the most that year pretty much earns the award at the end of the year. So
yeah, I'm missing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. I got a couple missing. I got one missing right here.
I think they're all 22s.
Hey guys, how prized is that possession? It's crazy. It's both within like arm length of you. And you guys probably got a lot of memorabilia or whatever you wanted playing in the league and all that. Like, but you got that hammer. It feels like that means as much as anything. Winston and then Doug.
Of course. Like the goddamn hammer. So it's nice. It's a great accolade to have. And I remember Coach Choate, just reminds me a lot of Coach Choate and the fire that he would bring to the game. And you have a lot of memories with him for sure.
We've heard a lot about Coach Choate. He must have been a cool dude for you guys.
Yeah, he was a special cat, man. I mean, talk about that energy, that fire, and then we're talking about the hammer and introducing that and being that, that he used to come in with his face so hot and red for special teams meeting, and everybody was on the edge of their seats, just bought in and wanting to be the hammer, a guy for the next game, and totally bought into special teams. He had guys believing in you, so. Coach Choate had that passion, man, and it rubbed off on us.
I want to go back to – oh, sorry, Doug. I want to go back to that play, though, man. We didn't comment on the play. What did you
Martin again.
Tell us about the play, man, because obviously
he was in my way. I mean, there's really not much to it. Like, he was in my way. I had to get to where I was across the end zone, and he was in my way. So I put my head down, and, I figured that he was not – going to make that tackle. So
I mean, that's as good as it gets in that rivalry, right? Just barrel that guy right over it.
Yeah. I don't even think you would call it anymore. I think we won like the last like 800,000 games. Right?
Dude, that was their life. That dude Shiloh, and I like Shiloh. Shiloh's here in town. He's a local
for the Broncos,
guy,
right?
Oh, he's local?
Yeah, he's local, man. I trained with Shiloh. We went to the East-West Shrine together. Shiloh's a cool dude, but I got my homie Doug, where I have the bragging rights on that all day. But he was their guy, captain, leader, heart and soul of the program.
Yes.
And when that happened, I mean, that's a demoralizing play right there.
I didn't process all that as I didn't even know who that was when I was hitting them.
Yeah,
but I'm glad it was him. I had to do something for the hammer. So
no doubt. That was definitely a hammer going into the next game. So next week, guarantee you, Doug was rolling the hammer on that.
Now Trevor says I'm drinking a vodka pineapple for Doug Martin right now, and he wants to know are you having a drink, Doug?
I'm not having a drink.
All right. Trevor's asking, but he said he's had a pineapple vodka for you. So
a vodka pineapple.
What wasn't Shiloh talking all week? That's what this guy says. Was Shiloh KO talking all week before the game? You guys remember that?
I don't know. I don't remember. I just know he was their leader. Whether they were talking.
Johnny, was he probably talking?
Yeah, he was. I remember what Shiloh said before that week, and I thought it was complimentary. He said, I root for Boise State every single week because I want to play them when they are absolutely out their best, and I want to beat one of the best teams in the country, and, I think we can beat them, that type of thing. But it was like a respectful shit talking.
Yeah.
I mean,
Goku.
Shiloh played in the NFL for 7 years.
Yeah.
He was a smart dude. Like, he wasn't gonna. Yeah. But he took one there, and that's what first round running backs do to people, right? They run your ass over. You don't get drafted in the first round picking people out of a hat, man. You got to have plays and stuff like that. And Doug, Jesus, guys, like, he was one of the best running backs in college football for a couple years in a row there, man. So he did that to a lot of people.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, he did that to a lot of people. It wasn't just Shiloh, man. It was a lot of dudes.
Yeah, I would try.
Doug, what do you think about these guys now that you're back around the program a little bit, maybe more involved, and not even like being involved, just kind of outsider watching games? What do you think about the backs? Obviously, you have that relationship with Coach Bonifa, KB. So that's pretty cool for you to be back around. But what do you think about Halani, Genti, Crow, a couple of these guys that they got rolling this year?
I mean, they got a lot of hard workers out there from what I've seen. And like you said, KB was my coach when I was at Boise State. Yeah. So it was just cool to have that dynamic. And, another coach that I'm familiar with is Coach Dirk Cutter, who was also my coach with the Bucks for about a year or two. So it's also cool to see him. So when I first got on the field, I seen Keith and I seen Dirk. So it was like I stepped in a time machine. And I'm my coaches. So it was a good feeling to have, just to have that whole coach dynamic. And so getting to the players, like I said, they're hard workers. They're very detail oriented, and they love the game of football, and you can tell that when they play.
What do you make of Dirk coming back to be the OC here at the end of his career?
What do I make of it?
Yeah, I mean,
I think he's like 3-0, right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad that Dirk decided to take on the reins of offensive coordinator, and it's good to see him out there. He has a good time. He's having a good time out there, so it's good to see him.
What were some other, when you think back to your Boise State career, man, any other games or moments or plays or memories kind of stand out to you when you kind of try to go back down memory lane in terms of your 5 years at Boise State?
I remember I had one play where I think I was at the 10 or the 8-yard line, and I ran it all the way down, a touchdown, but there was a flag on us, and I had to bring it back. It was a good run.
Doug had a bunch of sick runs, dude. I mean,
the Nevada screen was when we played Nevada. We don't like to talk about Nevada, but it was a screenplay when I think it tied the game. Remember that? You guys remember that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I believe on maybe up their sideline, maybe.
It was up their sideline, I think.
Yeah, remember that.
Now,
the whole
one that stands out to me and always comes up right here is against Arizona State, man, in that bowl game, the opening kickoff.
Oh yeah.
Let's go ahead and take a look at this one, man. What do you remember about this play?
2 yards deep in the end zone. Breaking free, and Doug Martin.
I didn't think I was going to make it. I didn't know I was fast enough, but I just kept running. And then he didn't tackle me, so I just.
I mean, you got Kirk Herbstreit on the call here, Chris Fowler, and you're taking on the opening kickoff, man.
Uh-huh. I was like, oh man, I ain't gonna make it. Oh shoot, I'm good. Let's go.
Now, this was your last game at Boise State, right?
Yes, sir.
And I was watching some of the highlights from this, man. I don't know what the final numbers were, but you had to have 20-plus carries in that game. And, I mean, nowadays you see guys skipping out of bowl games and you see all kinds of stuff. I mean, what did it mean to you to play in that game and have a big game and finish your career off strong. I mean, you were obviously going to go on to a huge NFL career. And nowadays you're seeing guys that are skipping bowl games because they don't want to get hurt and stuff. I mean, but you were out there in the 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, still pounding the rock and scoring a touchdown, man.
Yeah, I mean, that was the cap off to, my whole college playing career. And, I wasn't sure. I was not sure that I was unsure on how far I would go in the NFL. Like, that wasn't my, going to playing college. Everybody wants and hopes to gets to play in the NFL, but it was still up in the air for me even at that time. But I wanted to make sure that I just ended off and played hard for the rest of the guys, and it was the last college game, so just with that passion behind it, he's just gonna naturally just play hard, if you love it. So.
What about off the field, man? We've heard a lot of these guys come on, Brandon Thompson and Jerron Johnson, all these guys coming on talking about the famous Hale Street house with Winston and partying over there. I mean, you guys were rock stars, man. You guys came in and he already knows.
Who are your roommates?
I had my own little circle. We did our own little party in here and there. We had Richmond Street and what was it called? I forgot what it was called, but we wasn't that wild. We was good boys.
Who were your roommates, Doug? Who'd you live with?
I first lived with Aaron Tevis, Brad Elkin, and Travis Stanaway at the dorms. And then I eventually started staying with Slater and Cedric Phoebus and Billy DeRome.
Billy DeRome.
Yeah, but I did live with those first 3 for 4.
Billy D.
Billy D.
Billy D was the man.
What was it like, though, Doug? I mean, you guys were rock stars in Boise, Idaho. The football team was rolling. You guys, I'm sure you couldn't go out and have people not knowing who you were and stuff, and you guys would go out to the clubs and probably just cut to the front of the line. I mean, what was it like back then being a Boise State football player, man?
It wasn't like
being Doug Martin.
Stars. We weren't like rock stars. And shoot, even I never saw myself as a rock star. Even when I was in the league, I never saw myself as a rock star. I just act like a regular guy who went to college who happens to play football, And so
you're Doug Martin, man. Come on.
Doug was cruising that skateboard. You still ride the skateboard, bro?
Yeah, I still ride my skateboard. I rode it today.
Doug used to just cruise through campus on the skateboard, had the electric board or
the battery would be like this big, like this thick.
Yeah.
Weigh like 70 pounds. Now it's just like,
yeah.
So it's about 20, 25.
So you've upgraded. You got a brand new one.
Yeah, I got one here. I got one in Oakland. I got one in Stockton. I actually have about 3 or 4 here. I got a lot.
How many houses do you own, man?
Huh?
You own like 3 houses?
I only own 2. One here and one in Tampa, which I'm renting out right now.
Nice, man.
Hey, Doug, just back to the skateboarding, because I feel like maybe that's a part of your roots. But like, for instance, where did the skateboarding really come from? And then 2, like your foundation, man, like your base, your physical strength. Like, I know you got after in the weight room, but did you like grow up just getting after it? Were you influenced by somebody or?
Yeah, I was influenced. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, take me through some of that, man.
You guys are gonna laugh. So we want to talk about what the skateboard first, or
skateboard. Where'd you get into skateboarding?
I got into skateboarding because I didn't feel like walking to the goddamn classroom every single day. My first decision was my first idea was like, I gotta get some. I don't want to get a bike, and I gotta get something quick. I could just like take off, whatever. My first idea was like skates you could like clip on, clip off, like electric skates, but technology wasn't there at that time, right? And I probably wouldn't be wearing that. Then it was just a skateboard, right? So I ended up getting a skateboard, and it was so heavy. It was heavy. It was a workout, but it got me there.
Yeah.
Got me to class, and now I still ride it to this day. Like during COVID, I was riding downtown where the skate park is with the homeless. I was just like handing out like Chick-fil-A's to the homeless during COVID on my skateboard, like a little superhero, just like, here you go.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I love it. That's awesome.
And then My strength? Well, first of all, I gotta, thank my mama. That's where I get most of my genes from.
Yeah.
But like my work ethic, I watched, a lot of, Dragon Ball Z growing up. That was my inspiration, really.
I remember you being a part of that. Even in college, you were into that, right?
I'm still into it. Shoot.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the way Goku be training, like anybody be training, it just be ridiculous. I'm like, should I train like them? Shoot, why not?
Hey,
are you familiar with Dragon Ball Z? BJ, John?
I'm not.
You're not?
I'm not.
Well, man, see, we watched a few episodes of there. You might look like, you might look like something.
You might be influenced to go get after it and get some work.
By the way, Daniel says I'd like to thank Doug for winning me a couple fantasy football championships. So
Nice.
You got at least one big fan on there, man. He says,
Hey, Doug, how much did you hear about fantasy football as an NFL player? Certainly after your rookie year, you're one of the best fantasy guys to have in the league. Like, did you get, hey, you're on my fantasy team all the time from people?
Yeah, all the time. I still get it today, even though I'm not even playing, but they keep, they say like, you did good on fantasy. I'm like, bro, like, man, you killed me in fantasy. But, it's a love-hate thing. More annoying. It's more annoying than anything, but
totally.
It's
What
fantasy.
was it?
I never really got into it.
What was that process like, Doug? After you finish your career, you go to the Senior Bowl, you're getting ready for the draft. I mean, were you for sure you were going to be first round, or what was that kind of your lead up to the draft like, man?
Shoot, you haven't made me go way back. Was I sure? I was not sure. That's why I stayed home. I was at my grandpa's house in Oakland, San Leandro, and do you ever get the option of actually going to the draft or it being filmed at home? And the fact that
you were invited,
yeah, and so I had the option of going or it being filmed at my grandpa's house, and we just wanted, the best way for us to do it is just film it at the grandpa's house, and because I wasn't sure if I was gonna go first or just early second. The fact that I was just even going was just crazy, so I was just like really stoked about that. And we get to the end of first we're in the first round, and then so Trent, he gets picked I think 3 overall, whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'm the next back. I should be the next back up. So we're just getting to like 28, 29, and 30, and then 31st. And I get the call. I believe it was like Shiano and the owners, and it was the best feeling I've had in a while. So
let's go down memory lane for a minute, man. Let's let you have that nice feeling again. Let's go back to draft night for a second.
Okay.
Here we go. This is draft night, Doug Martin, man.
Yeah.
Denver has traded the 31st pick to Tampa Bay. With the 31st pick in the 2012 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Doug Martin, running back, Boise State.
Well, you have two guards, two of the highest-priced guards in football. They get Carl Nix from Green Bay. They have Davin.
And here's John Gruden talking about you.
Good offensive line, and Doug Martin does everything well. He can run between the tackles. He has perimeter speed, and he's made surprisingly a lot of long runs. I've seen him carry the ball in 2-back sets. He carries the ball in the shotgun. He's an outstanding receiver, very good on the perimeter after he catches a screen pass. He's a perfect kind of Buccaneer back to complement what they don't have. A kid that can play on every down. He's a deluxe special teams player, Mel. He even played on defense early in his career at Boise State. Tampa Bay has added 2 outstanding football players in the first round. Mark Barron from Alabama and Doug Martin, the muscle hamster.
There goes the screen. There goes the screen.
There it is.
You have to ruin it with the nickname, though, man.
I don't care.
We were gonna go there at some point, but that's pretty cool, man. You go back to draft night and you're with your family. You're wearing the tie there, man, and then you got Mel Kiper and all these guys talking about you, man. I mean, does that get the memories going a little bit?
It does. It does a little bit. Like I said, it was a great feeling. It was nice to have all my family around and show the support. I had family, friends of friends, and just to everybody be there at that moment was something special.
Man, that was sick, dude.
Those feet, Winston, as a running back coach, those quick feet Doug had bouncing it outside. Well,
I remember, one thing about Doug that I think I see a little bit in Genty is like the that balance and body control, right? Doug did not go down easy, and he put himself in some very awkward, weird positions, falling over and getting the hand down. You call it pogo or whatever you want to call it, but no, Doug's balance was freaking off the charts, man. So when you have that great balance and body control, and then of course just every other measurable, the agility and power, and
speed, quickness.
Yeah. Now we might as well go there now, Doug. Get it out of the way. I saw you kind of put your head down when they mentioned the muscle hamster thing. I know you're not. I know you weren't a big fan of that, right? How'd that come about? What talk to us about that.
Fine, I will. First of all,
hold on a second. I got a clip for you. I got a clip for you. How about this? This was a Tampa Bay TV station right after you got drafted. Let's play this first.
Bay helped Boise State make history when they picked former Bronco running back Doug Martin, the second BSU player in the first round yesterday. Although he's leaving for Tampa Bay, not everything from the college career stays behind in Boise, like his nickname. Isn't that right? Muscle Hamster.
I thought I did. I thought I left it. He brought it to Tampa. Okay, so I'll explain. My friend back in Boise, he came up with it. He was an old lineman. He doesn't get interviews a lot, so he got an interview and released that nickname, and the media took off with it. So, and it hasn't ended yet.
Can you hear the frustration?
Move away, start your career.
My voice.
They even brought out a mascot. What is this? Come on.
Yeah, I know. He had his own mascot. Doug had his own mascot.
Yeah. They say you're gonna keep this nickname forever.
Who was the O lineman? That's the question.
Huh? Oh, Matthew Slater.
Good old Slater.
Matthew M. Effin Slater. But actually, I'm not gonna give these guys credit. I'm not giving any of these guys credit to my pain, to my frustration. No.
Hey, Doug.
So what happened? Go ahead, Johnny.
We had Brandon Thompson on, and he talked about getting his first bonus check, and he was seventh rounder, Winston BT.
Yeah.
And he said, he had to call his mom because half of his money wasn't there, and he didn't know anything about taxes yet. And his mom said, "No, that's Uncle Sam." Yeah. Doug, first round pick, the first check you got from the Bucs, from the NFL. How much was it, man? What is that like? Life-changing money, obviously.
My first check, I can't even tell you my first check because I really don't remember. I'm sure it was very nice, but at the same time, I'm sure that I was in distraught because of how much Uncle Sam takes. They give you when they pay you, it goes directly into the account. So I don't really see how much is taken off every single time. But at the end, they give you this whole statement, and it shows you how much they take. And it's just stupid. It's God bless America, but damn, you don't gotta take.
Hey, Doug, now that I'm in that finance world with Tracy, which we talked about, backstage earlier. I'm very curious. Did you get any help? Was anybody helping you out in your early career?
For sure.
So agent helped you out, took care of you, make sure you got in touch with the right people and all that.
Yeah. The first things that I did going into the league was get an agent, and after that is get a financial agent, and a conservative one at that. He'll make you believe you have a lot of money, and he'll make you believe that you're broke. So he's a very good financial agent.
So I actually haven't talked to Tracy about this, but do you remember Tracy pitching you at all or talking to you at all about his services at that point?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
There's so many pitches. Like when you first get to
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Everybody's throwing everything at you, and you just trying to like stay afloat and try to just keep tunnel vision, stay focused.
Doug, Kevin Foster wants to know how much was your rookie dinner bill?
$75. $75. Yeah.
You know, that's the thing right there, right? Undrafted rookie, like no signing bonus. First rounder talks about $75 is all you had to pay. We used to have to do credit card roulette, and I used to have to go to the Olive Garden and get just all the DBs and linebackers lunches before the plane ride, and I wasn't making half the money this dude made.
Yeah,
it's a messed up system right there.
The vet that we had was LeGarrette Blount, and he was pretty chill about it. And you said everybody just pay for themselves, and it was cool.
Wow,
took care of the boys, man. That's what's up.
Let's go.
Any talk with LeGarrette Blount, man, about the punch when he went on the blue and stuff?
I mean, yeah, of course we talked about it.
What'd he say, man?
That's between Buccaneers at the time. So,
Yeah.
There's only so much that goes down on BNN After Dark. We don't get it all from Doug.
Yeah,
he's done an awesome job sharing some stories thus far.
But we did joke around about that and just try to figure out what the hell was going on. Like what?
Now, Pete says, Doug and Winston, thank you guys for all you've done for Bronco Nation. Who do you guys think will win in the 40-yard dash between me and Johnny here, or Colin, our intern? You know, Colin Winston. What do you think here?
Well,
you watch. Well, okay, hold on.
Go Johnny straight up.
You watch Dragon Ball Z, so I feel like you would have more of an advantage than Johnny.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Johnny. Johnny's got too much energy. He's out the gate. Sorry, BJ.
Johnny's got me by about 100 pounds, probably. So yeah,
True.
I think I might be able to take him though if I get off to a fast start, man. I don't know.
It's all about the get up.
What about that rookie year, man? You come in right away as a rookie, Doug, and you're a Pro Bowler. You put up huge numbers. I mean, were you expecting to come in as a rookie and do what you did right away, man?
No, actually, but I wanted to go in and show that I belonged. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to show that, because everybody talks about how Boise State's is small school and yada yada yada. I kind of wanted to show everybody and prove to everybody and myself that I belonged. And as Shiano did a good job of putting me in the position to succeed and to be successful in my first year. And he was feeding me. We had a massive line. We had a nice line, and he kept feeding me. I ended up going to the Pro Bowl, and ended up who was there? The running backs that were there were the running backs that I grew up watching. And I tried to emulate to the best of my ability. It was me, Marshawn Lynch, and Adrian Peterson, and so I was like starstruck. Like these guys are my peers now, but I'm still looking at them like, they're stars. So that was great. My first year was awesome, man.
Doug, what's it like going to the Pro Bowl as a rookie, and then 3 years later in 2015, after a couple of injury seasons, you get back and you have 1,600 scrimmage yards, all that stuff. I mean, what was it like going to the Pro Bowl the second time? Did you stop and smell the roses a little bit more? Did you feel like a vet? You had rookies or younger players coming up to you saying, "Hey, I've been watching you." What was it? What's the difference between Pro Bowl 2 versus Pro Bowl 1?
Well, yeah, Pro Bowl 2, you kind of much been in the game and you're kind of a vet now. And you're not as starstruck as when you see some of these players and you realize that they are your peers and your competition as well. But at the same time, you just enjoy the moment. You just, try to just take it all in. And as opposed to, everything was happening so fast as my rookie year. Like, this is like, is every year going to be like this? So definitely the second Pro Bowl is definitely more of, taking it all in and enjoying the moment.
Any preseason matchups with Winston? Do you guys ever play in the preseason or anything, or during
No, I
the
was
season?
out of there by the time Doug came in the next year. I got my 1 year in and was up north, dude.
Yeah, I think Gerald Root had some time at Miami. Who else? A lot of cats. There's a lot of cats still out in the league right now.
You mentioned LeGarrette Blount, man. Any other guys that stand out to you from your time down there with Tampa Bay, man?
LeGarrette.
Mike Evans.
Was Gerald McCoy there?
Yeah, Gerald. Yeah. Me and Gerald were a lot alike in terms of what we like. We're big geeks. Like
he's a cool dude, man. I trained with him down in San Diego when I was coming into the league and Fitness Quest 10. He was down there training Drew Brees, a bunch of ballers. But Gerald was one guy that kind of was like, hey, this is how we do things here. And I know you're the new guy, but he kind of said what's up, and he was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Like like I said, he's a big geek. We always talk about superheroes and comic books and DC and Marvel. And did you see that show? You see that? You see the Flash? It was cool. It was cool to have as a team.
So how do you play? Go ahead, Doug. You're a big video game player. We got to get you down to the Boise State esports facility and play some Super Smash Bros. With those guys.
Yeah, that's all I play.
That's all you play is Super Smash Bros.
Smash Bros.
Okay.
And
let's help him get that set up, Johnny. Let's do that, man.
I'm
sure
look me up. Call of Duty, Doug.
I'm trying to find my people for
any Call of Duty.
A long time.
No Call of Duty.
Boise State has a Super Smash Bros. Team, BJ. They'd love to have Doug go down there, and they'll probably kick his ass, but Doug will give it a nice.
Oh no, I'm kind of.
I don't know, dude. Dude's a gamer, man. I know that about Doug. He's a gamer.
I'm kind of like that.
Doug, what other hobbies are you in? You mentioned comic books. Are you a collector? Do you collect comic books? Like, what do you spend your time when you have time to spend on?
I have a lot of time. I do not collect comic books. I play Smash Brothers. You guys know that. I play a little piano, just a little bit.
Wow.
I have a pool table.
Can you play for us? Can you play for us?
No. The way my fingers are set up, I can't do it right now. It's kind of late, and this is how they are when they get to a certain time. I can't. Another time. I got a pool table. I like to get good at that. I have an archery range. I was just out there today slanging them. Shoot. I'm pretty good on the archery.
You got the archery dialed in, huh?
I got like 5 bows.
Nice.
When I have axes, I like to axe throw. I got a bunch of like kunai ninja stars to see if I could,
Doug's pretty active if I'm catching it right, Doug. You're all
we got a couple of questions here, Doug, from the viewers before we get out of here. But Ken's wanting to know what made you go to Boise State over Oregon State?
Over Oregon State. Oregon State never recruited me. So
okay, who were your finalists?
Boise was my first offer. First of all, and then I didn't have a lot of big offer. I had, Boise, Cal Poly, Nevada, Utah State, and then I think Cal wanted me to walk on for like corner.
Okay.
And that's it.
Now Dylan says you don't want that smoke in the Madden. He's trying to play you in Madden. Do you play Madden at all?
No, I don't play Madden. I don't play 2K.
Not in the sports games as much.
Ken says
outside. I'm playing the games to be played outside.
Ken says he apologizes. It's the last time he uses Wikipedia before he asks a question.
That's how I use Wikipedia.
Oh, with the Oregon State reference, didn't know that you didn't get recruited by Oregon
State.
Yeah, real quick.
Well, Doug, you got to obviously play for a long time in Tampa Bay, but you got to go play in your hometown of Oakland with the Raiders for your final year there. What was that like for you, man?
It was cool. I mean, it was chill. It was a different vibe in terms of being in Florida and being in the Bay. Bay, you have a lot of beaches to go to. In the hot and sunny, and then got a lot of exotic women out there.
Do tell, man. Do tell. A lot of exotic women.
But it's nothing like being home, man. It's nothing like being home and seeing your close friends that you grew up with. After practice, you just go to my grandpa's and go see my aunts and uncles. But the one thing about difference about thinking about playing playing between Oakland and Tampa is Coach Gruden. Coach Gruden is the most entertaining man I've ever been coached. The guy that you see on TV is the guy that it's him. That's just him. And
which he was the guy, by the way, in the video we were showing on draft night. He was the guy giving you all that praise on draft night, and then
he's like that every single day. He's like that every day. Like in meetings, he makes meetings so entertaining and bearable to watch. Because like other coaches that just throw out the play, like Coach would just joke around and say the most stupidest off the wall, so far left thing, and you're just like, what? So this is he made meetings bearable. And that's what I liked about Coach Gruden. Yeah. But it was cool.
Hey, Doug, your year in Oakland, I loved it because, I mean, you and Marshawn Lynch were splitting time. You guys were a nice little duo there. What was it like getting to play a year? You're both from the area.
Yeah.
What's it like getting to share a backfield that year with Beast Mode? That had to have been fun, man.
Yeah,
What's he like?
Fun. That was fun. And I feel like my whole career went full circle kind of in terms of, he was there during my first Pro Bowl. But he was definitely a guy that I looked up to. And, actually seeing him, I could see why he was like all the tackles he was breaking. He got some broad-ass shoulders. Like, he got some broad-ass shoulders. He's a big back. And it's just crazy to see how big he is and how quick he can move his feet. Like, he had his quickness does not match the way his body looks.
Yeah.
Like, for real. But yeah, he's actually like very misunderstood. He's hella funny. Like, boy, hella funny for no reason. Like, he don't even try to be funny. He's just funny. But yeah, he's there for you. Like, if you need him, like I could call him right now and he'll answer my call and ask and just be there. And if I need him. But yeah, it was good. He was a good leader on the squad. So
does he play Smash Bros?
He does not play Smash Bros. We come from two different cloths, but we from the same area, low key, but we're from two different cloths. Let's just say that.
Doug, man, as we wrap this thing up, man, first, man, just really appreciate you, dude, coming on. And I'm just curious, last question for me, dude, is do you have a favorite game, moment, play, whether it was Boise State, NFL, I mean, I don't know, high school, it doesn't even matter. But just in your amazing football career, was there a game or anything that stood out the most?
It's got to be my rookie year, Tampa. I come to Oakland. I got 50 to plus 60 people.
4 TDs, right?
In the stands. And halftime, ain't nothing really going on. Second half, I scored 4 touchdowns. I think like 2 70-yarders and 4 total touchdowns, and we won the game.
At the house, bro.
At the house, at Oakland.
Damn. Yeah.
251 yards on 25 carries. 251 yards on 25 carries. You had 4 touchdowns, man, as a rookie in your hometown. That had to be pretty amazing.
Crazy, that game.
That's awesome.
I think only Corey Dillon and Adrian Peterson as rookies have ran for more yards in a single game than that from Doug. If I remember correctly, it was one of the great rookie performances of all time. That was a big game. Won a lot of fantasy games that day, Doug. A lot of fantasy games.
Well, thank you you're welcome to all the fantasy.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome.
Nate says you broke that dude's ankles on that cut.
Like his knee or something. I don't know what happened to him. I don't even got moves like that. He should be ashamed of himself.
Well, Doug, what's kind of your you got a lot of fans watching, Boise State fans, folks that went on to watch you in the NFL. What's kind of your final thoughts, man? Your final message to Bronco Nation or Boise State fans, and you're in the area, you're going to the games. We saw you raising the flag up at the home opener. I mean, you obviously this place still means a lot to you, huh?
Yeah, of course it does. I think back in my career, and I feel like this is probably being here was probably the most happiest and the most fun that I had, playing the game of football because of the camaraderie that I had with all the guys and the fellas, and the bonds that I had with the coaches, it was nice. It was a great bond. And then so that's, why I decided to come back and, still be part of Bronco Nation in the city. And I'll see you guys around. I'll be out there on my skateboard and in the gym and whatnot, running on the hill, camelbacks, and so yeah.
Now Jordan says this was an all-timer tonight. He says Doug has me so hyped. I'm going to go to the Vandal shop tomorrow and buy me a mini helmet to see what I can do with it. So maybe they're going to have the mini helmet.
Borrow this right there. You can borrow this. You can do it here. Come to the house.
Love it.
Oh man, we appreciate it, Doug, man. Great stuff. Continued success for you moving forward, man. Awesome stuff. We really appreciate your time, man. We'll see you at practice. We'll see you at the games, and we really appreciate your time, man. Awesome stuff, and congrats on all your success to this point. And we know you're going to be big time moving forward, man. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
There he is, Doug Martin. There he is, Doug Martin. Winston, you delivered again, man.
Oh man, those dudes are awesome, man. These guys, man, I hit them up, and they don't think too much about it, man. They're all for jumping on and shooting the shit with us a little bit, and it's been awesome, man.
That was an all-time BNN moment, though, man, when he had his hammer, and all of a sudden you pulled out your hammer, man.
Oh, well, if we're gonna go there, baby, we're gonna go there. All right, and it's a lesson learned for everybody to know what that hammer is all about, which is super important to me. So that's the.
How long were you waiting to bust that thing out, man? Did you have to get your wife to go get it or something, or were you ready?
Yeah, just sitting right there. So I'm like, hey, grab that for me. Yeah, of course.
Oh man,
great stuff, guys.
As easy as he accessed his, I accessed mine. That's how important that thing is. Let me tell you that.
I mean, wouldn't you say Doug Martin's probably top 5 in terms of most beloved Broncos of all time? I mean, I've talked to Travis Hawks, owner of the Blue and Orange store. His jersey sales, his T-shirt sales, once he left, were up there. I mean, Doug Martin he's one of the bit beloved of all time, right, Johnny?
Absolutely. That's why and I love I bet Doug was like that when he played at BSU. With Winston, just kind of.
That's why I brought up the skateboard, because the dude's just chilling, man. He's skateboarding the class along with the other guys. I mean, not everybody had an electric skateboard at the time, but Doug was just one of the bros. Jamar Taylor, very much similar, kind of different personalities. Into the gaming and all that type of stuff. And you guys got him fired up. I bet you he's going to look into the BSU stuff, which is amazing that he's not on that already, right?
Yeah, I texted the coach of the BSU esports team, and he texted me back during this and said they got a big tournament on Saturday. I know Boise State plays that day, but they want to get Doug down to the facility and show him around. Hopefully Winston, we'll make that happen. I'll coordinate with you on that.
Oh, absolutely, man. That's awesome.
So you got to go down there and see it too, Winston. It's really cool what Boise State esports have.
Well, a couple years ago, I've been in there, class checking or whatever, and rolling around campus, and I've seen at least the start of it. I don't know, it's probably expanded.
No, they got a big arena downtown now. It's off campus.
Yeah.
It's a huge arena. Johnny's been down there.
No, I'm talking about they had a little setup up in the second or third level of the library.
Okay.
When they first started a couple years ago, I think that's where it all went down. And
Winston, can we if people are watching this right now, which we have good viewership, one of the best we've had, they are subscribers, they are paying, so it is kind of a secret club here. Can we tell them who next week's guest is going to be, or are you going to hold out on them?
Ooh, man. I'm looking at your eyes. I'm looking at Johnny's eyes. I'm catching a vibe here. I'm like,
we can tell them, and then we can keep it secret for everybody else till next week if you want. But it's your call. It depends if you think of how secure is this guest.
It's easy, man. True freshman, played in the secondary during my time. One of the best that's been on the Blue. Simple.
Oh,
that's a good tease. I like it.
Okay.
Leave it there.
Well, if you thought Doug Martin was a big-time guest, we got another big-time one next week. We appreciate it. People are wanting you to give a hint what you just did. But, by the way, you were kissing babies, taking some pictures at the James last home game. You're going to come by again. So hopefully folks will come by Saturday. Johnny, you'll be – I don't know if what you're doing, Johnny, pregame. You want to come by and hang out with Winston and I. Winston's going to be coming by on the pregame show, 3:30 on Saturday over at the James. we appreciate you, Winston, for agreeing to come by, and hopefully some folks will come by and say hello to you, and then Kent Riddle will be on post game. But heck of a show. Appreciate it. Next week might be even bigger. We'll see if you're not going to tell us who it is. But
oh man, we got some days leading up. I think we'll be all right. Keep people interested. But I already gave a little hint out there. So
we may. I'm not gonna put it on the screen, but somebody may have had a guess. The secret's out. Hold on.
Don't put anything on there, BJ.
No, I'm going to hold off. But, if you thought Doug Martin was a big-time guest, we got another one next week. But appreciate you both. You guys do a heck of a job, and appreciate, man, Doug Martin. That was fun. And what is it? What did we decide? This episode 8? I think we're 8 episodes in now. And 7 or 8, man. 7 or 8. We've had a lot of fun. We finally got Johnny's Wi-Fi figured out. He's got Cher's computer, which helped out a lot.
That was 8. That was 8 to confirm.
Shout out to Cher, Johnny's better half, for having the better computer with the better Wi-Fi tonight. So, Johnny, it wasn't too bad tonight, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. It was a blast, man. Doug was cool, man.
Thank you to the subscribers. If you're watching this again, that means you're a paying subscriber. You're helping pay for us to be able to do this. So I guess Johnny's gone. Okay, there he goes.
Man,
he put his hour in. And he's out.
He's on the clock, dude.
He put his hour in, and he's out of here. But everybody's got a lot of good comments. And Buster Bronco, we gonna get Buster Bronco on at some point? That's not the guess.
Not after they showed the muscle hamster. That dude is that I didn't even know. I don't remember that. That was incredible.
Did you like that?
They did the most with that. It was almost maybe like its own episode where they just did the muscle hamster just for the TV. And I don't know.
What you don't remember them ever having a mascot?
Man, I think Doug was young.
He didn't like that, though. There it is.
He that might just be for show, man.
Where's the pimp? Look at the pimp 15 years ago or whatever it is. Come on.
Yeah, I might have been out of there, Doug was a year younger than me, so that might have been like his senior year that came around.
the BSU pimp and the muscle hamster. Oh, man, that was oh, that's funny. Hey, appreciate you as always, Winston. Great stuff, man. And thanks for these guys. If it was just me and Johnny on here, these guys wouldn't have opened up. It's because you have the relationship you do with them, man. And it's been a lot of fun talking with these guys. And we're looking forward to next week as well. And as I said, Saturday, we'll see a pregame over at the James over about 3:30. 3:30 on Saturday at the James. So we're looking forward to that. Appreciate you as always. And again, a big thank you to all the subscribers. We couldn't do this without you guys. So hopefully you're enjoying these kind of shows every week. And we'll keep it going next week. What do you say, Winston?
Let's get after it, man. It's going to be a big one, man. Can't wait to get one of my brothers on.
Well, again, thank you to all the subscribers, Bronco Nation News. Hope you guys are enjoying what we got going on here. And tell your friends and subscribe. And we'll see you next Wednesday, BNN After Dark, for another big-time episode. And, again, we'll have Winston stopping by the pregame show about 3:30 or so on Saturday. Kent Riddle will be by for the postgame. So we got a lot going on. Bronco Nation News. Again, sincere thank you to all you guys for giving us your hard-earned money. And hopefully we're making it worth it to you. And we'll talk to you next week. But take care. This is Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com.